This is the best travel sling I've ever used. Look how thin it is. It is amazing to pack it in a suitcase while also not taking almost any space from the suitcase. And when you arrive at your destination, you take it out and boom, you fill it up with your gear and you have the best everyday camera sling bag. Hello, my name is Robbie and you are watching Wonderframe. And in today's video I thought I will be talking about this sling bag that I've already been using for the past month. And this is the PGYTECH OneGo rope strap bag. It got its name for these rope style straps. I've always been a sling bag user for my camera gear and even for my everyday bag. Basically, if you go back to one of my earlier videos, you will find a Tomtok Aviator fanny pack sling bag style, something that I use for daily carry. Even to this day, even though I have this now, that smaller sling bag is still being used for my everyday bag when I'm not going out with a camera. I had a bunch of these sling bags in the past years, trying out a few different ones. I had bigger ones, smaller ones, sturdier ones, and so on, but I kind of struggled to find a really lightweight, soft bag that can form to your body and being a lot more comfortable, while also managing to keep enough stuff in it and also being something that I can easily pack away. So the only solution that I had until this point was the Peak Design Everyday Backpack combined with the Peak Design Everyday Sling Bag, the 5 liter or the 6 liter one, depending on if you buy the older or the newer one. And the sling bag fits in the backpack, the big one, the 30 liter one, in the top compartment. And then on the lower compartments you can put the rest of the things that are maybe not camera related. But this combination was a bit hacky, and also putting a sling bag that is already a pretty heavy bag filled with camera gear inside a decently heavy backpack that is also filled with a bunch of other travel related stuff results in a really big and heavy setup. So other than this bag that I am showing you today, the only one that I found that could possibly do this is the Barroy Venture Sling 6 or 10 liter. Probably the 6 liter is more appropriate because the 10 liter is pretty big. But after spending around 150 euros for the Think Tank Retrospective 5 version 2 and liking it but not loving it, so in the end I got rid of it, I was thinking to spend something a bit less and not going out again spending over 100 euros for another sling bag. So here comes the PGYTECH OneGo rope strap bag, which is a lot cheaper than the Barroy, and it kind of does exactly what I need. So the most important part of this bag is the form factor and the weight. This bag is small and big at the same time. You can have it empty and flat, so you can pack it neatly in a suitcase or in a backpack even, or you can start filling it up with stuff. So for example, a camera, decently big camera for that as well. This is the case for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It will just make a good representation of how much space it can occupy in the bag. This is the DJI Mic Mini case. This is the tripod legs for the Osmo Pocket, and also the battery extension is there as well. Another smaller or bigger lens, it can actually fit in the third compartment. Even the 24 to 200 millimeter big super zoom, although I'm mostly carrying two lenses, and in this case when I'm home it's the 50 millimeter and the 28 millimeter. So that goes in the main compartment. I will show you what it looks like a bit later. And then there is a smaller zipper bag that can hold smaller bits and pieces like extra battery, SD card, SSD, power bank, cable, and cloth. And then here you go. The bag is filled up. It's a bit snug, so I think I will be using the second form factor feature of this bag, which is expandability. On the bottom of the bag, you have another zipper that when you open, the bag expands at the bottom and creates this quite large inside section. The whole inside gets wider and accommodates all of the stuff that I just put in a lot better. You can put your hand in and take out whatever you want a lot easier, and put even more stuff if you want, but I don't recommend going over what I just put in here, because then the sling bag gets really heavy, and at that point, no matter what sling bag you use. If you look in the bag, you can see that there are two soft plush dividers. They are pretty slim, but both of them have some padding, so your gear will be safe inside, they will not hit each other. The middle divider, this bigger one, it sticks with Velcro to the sides of the bag, so you can rearrange this middle divider. Then you have this smaller one, which is fixed. It has a round shape, so it was probably made for a lens or a water bottle. Then you have an internal zipper that you can use for the small bits. This internal pocket is a bit more flat, so you cannot really put big items in it, SD cards, power banks, just a few things that I already mentioned. And having all these features, all these dividers in this bag, the bag still weighs only 370 grams, which is, like, just as a reference, the Big Design 6-liter everyday sling is 780 grams with the dividers in it. The Think Tank Retrospective 5 version 2 is 900 grams. This is 370. As I already said at the beginning of the video, the only bag that might do something similar or even better, I don't know, because I did not have that bag yet, is the Bellroy Venture Sling 6-liter, which is 344 grams. But keep in mind that the exterior dimensions of the Bellroy bag are the same as the interior dimensions of the PGYTECH bag, at least based on the information that they provide on their own website. So in theory, this bag is still a 6-liter bag, maybe a bit more, but based on the dimensions that they provide on the site, this bag can hold a bit more than the Bellroy bag. So the difference of that 27 grams, I don't think that it matters much. So the next thing that I really like about this bag is the design. I mean, it's quite unique. It's a really nice bag, purse. I'm not really sure how you could categorize this style, but I like it. And this green is one of my favorite colors, so that's a good choice. The shoulder strap with these ropes look really nice, and the fact that you have this padded shoulder strap section that sits on your shoulder when you carry this around is a really nice addition. Obviously, you need this, and you don't want to use the ropes to sit on your shoulder. And because this is a light bag, even though you can fill it up quite a bit, it's still a really comfortable bag to use. And the last thing that I really like about this bag is the fact that I can really hold anything that I want in this. So as you could see when I packed it, I have a Nikon ZF with a 51.4, which is not a small combo, but it's not really big. And I could easily swap this 50 with the 24-200, which is quite a lot bigger than this lens, and still fit in the bag, and then still have the space to fit my whole DJI Osmo Pocket setup and a second lens, be it the 28 or the 50, and then the rest of the smaller bits and pieces in that side internal pocket. Obviously, this bag seems to be probably the best bag for the price that I still did not told you yet, but there are a few things that I don't like about this bag. And before we conclude and before I tell you the price of this bag, I want to talk about these smaller issues that for me are not that big of a deal. I can still live with those, but some things that I really like to see improved or fixed in future versions of this bag. And one of the things is this zipper is not weather sealed. It does not have a weather resistant guard on it, which is a bit weird because the exterior material of the bag is really good. It is weather resistant. It can withstand a bit of rain without any issues, but the zipper itself is not. And because of the styling of the bag, you have this like a groove looking part which can gather the water from the rain or snow. So yeah, you can see the issue, the zipper not being weather resistant. So while we are talking about the opening of the bag, let's take a look at something else. When you fill the bag up, it gets to a certain level of weight. When you put it on your shoulder, the bag pulls down. So like this, the weight of the bag will pull down. And because of this rope structure and how this rope system is made, whenever you pull on the shoulder strap, the mouth of the bag will close down. So you can see that it will squeeze like this. And because you have quite a bit of stuff, gear in the bag, when you walk with it on your shoulder, every step will make the mouth of the bag squeeze a bit more. And this means that whenever I want to take out something from the bag, I will need to manually pull it open, keep it that way because of the weight is still trying to squeeze it, and then while I'm still trying to keep it open, then somehow I still need to open the zipper and then access the inside of the bag. And this is quite annoying if you are trying to access the bag all the time while the bag is on your shoulder. So if you use the bag as a workbench on the go style of bag, like you could use, for example, the Peter McKinnon sling bag, pneumatic sling bag, that when you open basically creates a mini table in front of you. In that case, this bag is not that good for that type of situation. But if you use the bag like I do mostly, which is carrying stuff from point to point, to destination, and then using the bag as a carrying tool, then it's not that big of an issue because you somehow will manage to put it down somewhere, or you will stop and have time to fiddle around with it, because most of the time I have my camera in hand and cuffed to my wrist with this big design wrist strap. The shoulder bag sits on my shoulder, and this is how I use my camera most of the time. I'm rarely changing lenses because when I put one prime lens on it, my intention is to shoot with that prime lens all the way along, and then sometime a bit later I might change the lens, but after I change the lens, the next lens is the one that I will use for a period of time. And when I don't know what lens I want to use, I use a zoom lens. So, and that's again a thing that it doesn't really bother me in the usage of the bag. The last thing that I don't like about this bag is also something about the weight of the bag pulling down on you when it's filled up with stuff, and that's the shoulder straps having these knots. These knots are basically how they manage to do the adjustment. So you can pull on these and make the strap shorter or longer, and this is how you adjust the length of the strap. But when you put the bag on you and you wear it crossbody, if you position the bag to the side or towards your back, these knots, depending on how you position the length, how you set the length of the strap, can get close to the chest bones here and really put a pressure on it, which for a few minutes it's not an issue, but then when you are walking like half an hour straight with the bag pulling and pressing against your chest, it becomes quite an annoying and almost painful experience. And the only thing that I found that can help this is to adjust the length of the bag to be a bit more upwards, and then bring the bag more in front of you, because then this knot is not sitting directly in the middle of your chest, and also the pressure is not that big because the bag is not pulling towards the back. It's pulling more down in front of you. So yeah, this is the only solution that I found for this. Again, depending on how you tend to carry your bag and how annoying it is to carry the bag in front of you instead of to the side and to the back, or just simply having the knot in a better place might change your opinion on the comfort of this bag. But yeah, this is kind of annoying, but you can work around it, and the way I use it is perfectly fine. And the last thing that I kind of nitpick about this bag is the fact that it does not have an external zipper or an external pocket to put something that you can access a lot quicker than using only the internal space. I mean, this is really just a small gripe I have because I don't really need that external pocket. It would be just nice to have feature. So, would I recommend this bag? And the answer is yes, absolutely. If you are looking for a budget sling bag that can really mold to your form when you are carrying it, and then you can flatten it out to pack it away in a suitcase really easily without it taking too much space from the suitcase, and then when you arrive to the destination you can take it out and expand it and use it for a pretty big setup, then yes, absolutely, this is a really good bag. And I love it. I love how it looks. As I said, this is something that I will be using probably for a long time. Unless Bellroy Venture Sling arrives to my doorstep somehow. Well, yeah, I will probably not buy it for the foreseeable future because it's a pretty expensive bag. This one, on the other hand, only costs around 60 USD or 50 something euros. I bought it for 55 USD, so around 47 euros. And for that price, I don't think that anything can beat this at this moment. If you think about the competitors that I just mentioned, the Peak design is around 120 USD, 130 USD. The Think Tank is around 170 USD, and the Bellroy Sling also in the 6-liter version is around 130, and in the 10-liter version is around 200 USD, which is quite a lot of money. So yeah, under 50 euros, under 60 USD, this bag is an amazing bag. It can hold almost all my kit basically, but I don't need it to hold everything. I need it to hold just the bare minimum and a bit more. And it is comfortable, it packs small, flat, it's half feather sealed, let's say it like that. So it really is an amazing bag for the price. So yeah, that's today's video. It's the PGYTECH OneGo rope strap bag, sling bag, camera bag. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think about the style of the design of this bag. Do you like it, or you would choose something different? Yeah, I'm really curious because I like this a lot, but my girlfriend says it's so-so, it's a weird design. Keeping the discussion on the design front, I also have a new backpack that you might already heard about, and it is the Brevity Jumper, the 22-liter large version backpack, camera backpack, which matches quite well with this green PGYTECH sling bag. And if you are curious to learn more about this backpack, consider subscribing to my channel and also to my blog, because all of these will be available in a written format as well on my blog. This backpack is really similar to the PGYTECH sling bag in terms of the fact that it's lighter than most bags, but it still can hold a lot in terms of camera gear and also other travel bits and pieces. It looks nothing like a camera bag. It has a bunch of cool features. It really is a cool backpack, although the price is not as amazing like how it is with the PGYTECH sling bag, but that's for the next video to discuss. This is it for this video. I hope you liked my quick presentation of the PGYTECH sling bag. Thanks for watching. You know the jazz. Subscribe, comment, like, and see you in the next one. Yeah,